Yo, I'm having another video for you guys, and this time it's about Noel Clarke. Do you know Clarke? He's one of those actors that he kind of made his way up back in the days, and early 2000 Kid Up, that was a good movie. But it seemed like as he was gradually grinding his way up, he kind of got a bit big-headed. He started to show off himself. He saw the checks coming through from Doctor Who, because he was then casting Doctor Who. And I was thinking to myself, wow, this guy's kind of making it now. But all this time behind the scenes, his ego must have been getting really big. And it wasn't until this whole thing's been like 4 years. He's been cancelled now. It's been about 4 years. Before that, he had his own show. He had Trigger Point and another show on Sky One. All of what been cancelled now. And you think to yourself but as he was doing all this, behind the scenes, we've had sexual assault allegations, bullying allegations, and it's like, as you in life, you have to treat people how you would treat it. But he done a lot of interviews, and I felt like the interviews caused him more damage than good. What he was trying to do was go on these YouTube type podcasts and clear the air about him and try and uncounsel himself. But it's one of those things where he was saying things without a lawyer present. So this was him off of his own head going out there doing these podcasts, saying what he believes is true or false. When you do this without an actual present lawyer or someone actually guiding you, you kind of talk yourself into boxes and problems. And that's what happened with Noel Clarke. He kind of talked himself into a box where he couldn't revert back. So it caused him more damage than good. He's trying to clear his name, I understand. He's not a truly evil person, but at the end of the day, it's one of those things where, it's best just to shut up, disappear for a while, then come back and apologize. That's all he had to do. I swear to you, all Noel Clarke had to do is disappear for 4 years. Say he had to work on himself, say he had to disappear for a while and come back. But instead, he spent the past 4 years popping up on YouTube on different podcasts saying, oh, they're trying to counsel me, these people are liars. He recently lost his case with the Guardian, and his career's gone. There's no way back for him, because now we've got more allegations where Doctor Who star Noel Clarke arrested over allegations of attempted R-word. That's serious. Now, the main thing he always says, if they're just trying to counsel me, I ain't did nothing wrong. I haven't been arrested. That was his main point. I have not been arrested. They're trying to counsel me. They're haters. That was his main point. And I thought to myself, he has a point, because there's a lot of allegations about certain people, like someone like Russell Brand. He hasn't been arrested, but allegations of the same type that have gone around him. He has yet to be arrested or charged with anything. But Noel Clarke now, he's been arrested. So we need to see what this entails. So the British actor 50 has been arrested on suspicion of attempted R-word relating to an allegation said to date back to 2007. Wow. So someone had this happen to them all the way back in 2007, and they didn't say anything until now. Or maybe they thought he was just way too powerful and no one would believe them. Noel Clarke has been arrested on suspicion of attempted R-words relating to an allegation said to date back to 2007. The former Doctor Who artist or actor is also facing an allegation of exposure and sexual assault by touching. A spokesperson for the Metropolitan Police said a man in his 50s was arrested and on suspicion of attempted R-word exposure and sexual assault by touching on Tuesday, 10th of February. He was interviewed by detectives. The arrest relates to a sexual offence which is alleged to have taken place in 2007 in London against a woman in her 20s. Boy, What you doing, Noel Clarke, man? What are you doing? What you was doing all this behind the scenes? The man who was also who knows? Like, it's one of those things where when you're a nobody, you kind of gonna get away with that quite a bit. Once you become famous, people come out of the woodworks and they want to sue you for everything. So I don't know if that was the case with this. The man who also interviewed in relation to a voyeurism allegation for which he was previously arrested for in 2025. This relates to an offence alleged committed in 2013 at the address in London against a woman. Okay. The force confirmed that the investigation is being handled by its Central Specialist Crime Command. Detectives also carried out a search of Clarke's property in Kensington. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, this is even more. The British Star was ordered to pay at least $3 million to the Guardian publisher legal costs after pursuing a case against the paper reporting of allegations of sexual misconduct. A High Court judge said abuse claims by 20 women were substantially true, saying that Clarke's case was far-fetched. Wow. Because what they're saying is that there's so many people that have complaints about him, they couldn't all be lying unless they have sat down there with a WhatsApp group, like, let's take down Clarke WhatsApp group. Okay, how many more people can we get in here? If some of those people that have put allegations against him, he's worked with them. They can't be all randoms. So he's worked with these people and they felt they'd been mistreated by him. That's bad on your behalf, Clarke. You can't get around that. That's on you. It's sad because, like,
Adulthood actor Noel Clarke has been stripped of his BAFTA after more than 20 women came forward to accuse him of sexual harassment and bullying. The allegations, which have been vehemently denied by the actor, relate to a period between 2004 and 2019.
Well, he was feeling himself here.
In a statement, Noel Clarke said, quote, "In a 20-year career, I have put inclusivity and diversity at the forefront of my work and never had a complaint made against me. If anyone who has worked with me has ever felt uncomfortable or disrespected, I sincerely apologize."
Okay. That's weird. Like, this is a woke award they gave him. Inclusivity. You couldn't make this nonsense up. And you give he was doing a whole drama was about East London, like inner city London. You'd expect all white people to be in the schools? Come on, like, it'd be silly. So that's the award they gave him. It's really silly. It's really, really silly. Yes, it's a diverse cast, but it has to be diverse. Unless you're doing it in an upper class posh school, that was kidulthood. So I was thinking to myself, like, what on earth did they expect? But they just wanted to give this guy an award for award's sake. Just to give this guy an award. Like, yeah, we need a black guy. Let's give him an award. I mean, I have nothing against black people getting awards, but I thought the award was a bit woke. Especially when they are pushing all this diversity stuff on the BBC. Blindly, like they're putting actors in time periods, that they didn't even exist in. Black actors in time periods in places that they never existed, just to tick boxes. So they're doing that now, but they're saying like, oh, he did that a long time ago. No, he wasn't doing it on purpose. It was by default that he happened to have these characters there. He didn't think like we have to have diverse on purpose. I mean, I've seen the making of it, of Kidulthood, so yeah. But he weren't like, how can I put it? He couldn't have everybody being all white. It just would look stupid. Because his character is what? The black guy, right? Yeah, exactly. So you need to think in your mind like, okay, is he going to go against other black people? Well, yes. It's meant to be like some sort of street hood type thing. So to say he was pushing diversity when, like, he's talking about the inner city ghettos of London. Like, I've lived in Hackney before, and like it's a diverse place, very diverse. So sitting down there and say he was pushing diversity, he couldn't have had it any other way. Anyway, yeah, what this guy should have done is he should have done like a Mel Gibson. He should have disappeared, apologized, disappeared, but instead he kind of flamed the fires, and then they just kept on digging for more dirt on the guy. And I think none of this would have came to pass. But is his career over in the long run? Like, can he come back? He's in his 50s now. So let's say how long a cancellation will last. Cancellation can last between 4 to 8 years. That's how long cancellations last. So he needs to rebuild himself back up from scratch. And then he's got the whole stigma of, people don't want to work with him anymore. Things were bad enough before for him, but now they're like, okay, they see a script, they see a movie, it's like, Noel Clarke, it's like, don't touch that. TV show, Noel Clarke, don't touch that. Because there was already shows that he had done, and they were shelved. I remember there was one on like BBC Three, he had a pilot, and then they shelved it. You know what I mean? I remember it. Everyone else remembers it. I think what happened to that show is like, oh yeah, it was the pilot that shelved it. They didn't want to touch it anymore. So now it's even worse for him. And it's gonna be like Justin Lee Collins. If you remember him, where he just was everywhere, and as soon as people found out he was a nasty piece of work, he was gone. That's what happened to Justin Lee Collins, man. Absolutely gone. So you're looking at him getting the same treatment, where TV work, unless he like makes a really good movie and he puts it out on YouTube himself, and people are like, yeah, we rock with this, ain't nobody touching this guy ever again. And it's sad for him to have built up such a reputation and to get so far and then to have everything just fall apart. But he's only got himself to blame. Nobody done this to him. His own big-headedness did it. He was sitting down there with TV shows, scripts, movies. He was in a lot of things, and then out of nowhere, he lost it all. And this guy is married, and he was doing all this stuff behind the scenes. So it makes you wonder how people can just... If you just want to be a normal person, just be a normal person. Don't do this. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'm out.